And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire, and our computer needs its robot army. This is the beginning of stream day 3. So we're currently on round 52, although should be at the end of round 52 here. Victory overview wise, we are in 6 of 11. So we're neither winning nor losing. That's making it fairly easy at the moment to keep virtue up. Which honestly might actually be the problem with me not being able to get my syndicate computer in. When your ideology is putting you in democracy tier, the transition to syndicate democracy follows these rules. Tech level 5, minimum of 25% of the vote is the syndic faction. Preference towards syndic has to be 140 minus that preference more the number of turns. So in this case, we're actually getting pretty close to where we're not going to be limited by turns. A couple of our factions actually do prefer syndicate democracy, so we're at the point where that target is 60, right? So once we're past 60 days, we should meet the requirements in number of days, assuming we can get a syndic faction as well. And honestly, don't think there's anything necessarily stopping it. I think they're more likely to spawn. The probability increases the lower their virtue, so I might actually be interfering with it with having a very high virtue. And then that allows us to get into syndic democracy, which gets us our syndic computer. Virtue overview, we're not really losing or gaining virtue, although at the moment we are technically declining because I've got dullness from having a high, effectively, bureaucratic apparatus score. Because I haven't been doing anything really to keep the bureaucracy small. In fact, we expanded the bureaucracy very rapidly. Although the target here, it's been going up over time. The target here is beginning to decline as our country grows, and our bureaucracy is not. We're currently cash flow positive, but not by very much. Construction, I've started up some radioactives and metal mines. I think those will be delayed a little bit, but we'll get those done. And then at the end of the last one, I remembered, so we've missed a turn of mining on this metal mine, but I don't think it'll be too much of a problem. Although we did miss that turn. But yeah, so that's the status here. Don't think there's any political cards I want to play. I think we've already done diplomacy with the ones that will be open to it. Could try to play some diplomacy on them if I had a shadow diplomat, and I probably don't. Oh, I do. I could do that. Could take the gamble. It would be a bit of a gamble there. It would bring us up to that 149 versus 169. Sure, we were seeing 82 on there. So yeah, we get a bonus from the shadow diplomat. I suppose let's go with that. So leader, shadow diplomat, director, foreign affairs.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Major trade on you. There is a chance of failure. There's no chance, importantly here, of critical failure. Success gets us opinion boost. Critical failure would cause us to lose opinion. We don't want to lose opinion.
Yes, sir. Roger
Roll,
that,
they
sir.
fail. That was possible. That was plausible. Before I forget, let's put down the gravitonic collector. That's why we're doing a sort of an overview of my cards. When I've got units that I actually care about, I should start to play some of these. Wait a minute right now. Don't need to draft colonists. I think we must have had, I don't remember which card causes. We have volunteer drive here, which we may use again if we need more troops. And then I think I'm low enough on political power. I don't want to play any of these cards from that. So let's go ahead and cycle the turn and see how the situation evolves over the end turn here. And then I need to remember to continue to send colonists specifically to the city over here. Yeah, I think right now we're going to do a rush into laser rifles. Go from automatic rifle to laser rifle. That's a pretty nice jump. It's somewhere in sort of value between Gauss and Charge Gauss. If you're sort of normally progressing through the tech tree, I'd recommend just continuing with kinetics. So do automatic into Gauss, into Charge Gauss. But we're in a situation where we discovered laser rifles and Gauss around about the same time because of the advanced start. And it doesn't make sense to research Gauss, go looking for Charge Gauss and research Gauss if you've already got laser rifles. Especially if you're planning on doing an energy-heavy build like we are, where we're planning on going for robots. And yeah, I think we're at the point where we can now discover the automation techs, which are pretty nice. That would definitely help with industry if we can get the 100% like industry yield tech. 100% land infrastructure, 100% mining, all those are nice techs. And then those will help us get towards the robots. Robots are still probably going to be held up a little bit by us not having high-tech part factory. But we're at the point where we can discover that as well, so we're rolling for a lot of discoveries. We know what we want, it's all in sight, but it's insight does not equate to we have it. It's all on the near-term horizon. And yeah, we are at our bureaucracy size where I do not want to expand the bureaucracy for a while. I want to get the sort of the bureaucracy malice score down, the oversized bureaucracy down, so I can sort of rein in the expenses of the bureaucracy. Yeah, getting the syndicate computer, because of the automation that the computer brings, will help with that a lot. So that's one of the reasons we probably want to go computer sooner rather than later. We got attacked, our units stood firm. Didn't inflict any kills, but they stood firm. They got attacked, we inflicted casualties. All good. So we killed 600 infantry over the end turn. It is now round 53. We have 5 decisions. Still in the Decade of Revolution, although the decade's soon to end. Technology fascination has been picked up. Oxydon State has declared on us, so we are at war. So we're at war with these guys. Don't necessarily have enough. Oh, there we go. So we can see that unit. That's an independent AT. AT is at least concerned for fighting infantry is not a big problem, although we're not necessarily ready to carry an defensive infantry, defensive against it. Anyway, now that we're at war with them, we want to probably move towards peace. So getting their opinion back up. New director for the Economic Council. So we want to bring in one of our reserve pool members. I think this was the former guy here, if I were to guess. Camp 1 in reserve. Camp 1 in reserve. Camp 4 in reserve, which is, I think, the guy I probably wanted to put in the position. Camp 3. And Camp 2. Let's come back to that in case we can get one of these guys assigned to somewhere else. Legendary Courtesan. We have the money. I will acquire this card. I may not make use of it. This is the peripheral mining that I should have played a turn earlier. We're putting it on the mine with 0 reserves to get more reserves in it, so we're going to lose some ease of mining.
Roger that.
So we rolled, difficulty is 129, did their best, rolled 121, relative failure. So we didn't get a very good yield. We got 6,000, usually get like 60 or 50,000, so about a tenth of what we normally would have got. It still cost us 2 ease mining levels, so that is a bit of a shame. Diplo. Request helping fighting syndicate cells. Normally, I am in favor of the syndicate. This is Phoenix Bond. Would like to say no. Yeah, I think we say no here. I think I can eat a little bit of an opinion loss.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Unit decision. Command for the 12th. So I can get you out of the running by giving you this job. You also have a keep any job. So we got a promise with them. That's why they're up for choices here. I want them to have this job. Keeps them happy.
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm going to dismiss them from here, because I don't want them on this one.
Roger that.
Is that my Cap 6? Yeah, so that's the one I want.
Roger that.
There we go. So, going forward, we should have better economic research. Now here we got running a mountain range. Do you want to keep these guys deployed here to keep them from coming across the mountain, or do I want to try to run them just south of the mountain? I think we just keep them out in sort of a spread out picket formation, so I can see if things are coming in for the moment. I probably don't necessarily have the firepower to get this unit surrender on this turn. Yeah, definitely no. Not after that battle roll.
Need backup.
Oh, this is Oxy. So Oxydon has been pushing up into Phoenix, which results in an interesting circumstance. So previously we were close in on Phoenix. We're now close in on Oxydon. Okay, so I don't think this guy's going to do a breakout and straight into attacking the city. He'll probably attempt to break out towards... These two will probably try to break out towards their supply line down to the southeast. If I were to make a educated guess, which direction they will move. Punishment-wise, we have grunts to go out, so let's try to send them. Construction, as predicted, was delayed. See if that works out. Do I have any remaining Grunt 1s I can attempt to upgrade? Here's a Grunt, so we do. Mass upgrade, SHQ, Grunt 1 to Grunt 2.
Understood.
Some were upgraded. Were all upgraded. The grunt ones still exist. Yes, they still exist. There are 500 of them left, which pretty much means they almost don't. All the remaining ones remain in 3rd Brigade. Imply they're under your command. Because they're out here. These guys did not get upgraded. Fair enough. Gotta pull them back into our green supply range to get them upgraded. Okay, so diplomacy-wise, Oxy, Dawn, State, you're the ones we want to do diplomacy with to get back to a state of peace, unless something significantly changes. We can simply roll an open contact here. We should be expecting to get a critical success, which should give us some decent opinion boost. I think it's like plus 20. Yeah, plus 20. Critical success plus 20.
Yes, sir.
Fix this from
Roger
0
that, sir.
to 20. We'll have to follow that up with something to get them to 25, and then we'll be able to propose peace. Hopefully that works out. Same time, we did something to piss off Phoenix Bond. Can I raise opinion with Phoenix Bond? With, like, anything that isn't just throw money at them. Even the throw money didn't look particularly, effective. Meaning I'd probably need the bigger one. I don't think I have the bigger one. Yeah, I don't have the bigger one. Could probably get Embassy to a reasonable level. Let's try that. Leader. Shadow Diplomat. Director. Foreign Affairs.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Major. Embassy. Not guaranteed to succeed, although we should be outside of the range where we can critical fail.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Regular failure, that's fine. Do I want another brigade to cover the frontage? Especially if I want to push against them, right? So we're looking at a city here. Could we push to that city? Possibly, if I can get another brigade up. Light infantry deployed there. Sure. Manpower is running a little low, so if it doesn't if it looks like I'm going to have to continue to deploy more troops, I should do a call for volunteers on the next turn, I think. Which we'd probably get. Yeah, that one 50%. It might be going even slower now, but we'll see. Prospecting, we solved, or not, the mining we solved. Although, didn't get a particularly great roll, so it's going to become a problem again soon. Okay, cycle the turn. See how the situation evolves. I suppose I could have done some more active moving up here. In the north. Guess what? I think this guy up here is mutants. And the mutants should be fairly weak, so that'd actually be a good target to expand into. Although, with a war in the south, maybe the answer is don't get too tied up in a conflict. Even if it should be one that should be fairly easy to win on the other side of the country. Okay, so Oxydon state is now doing its thinking, so we should start seeing its movements. Is at war with us, so we can expect it to be rolling across our borders in some locations. So their encircle units attempt to do breakouts and pretty much fail. that is a good sign. We had stood firm, but we took casualties. Yeah, that wasn't too bad of a turn. Do have an attempted break through here. We'll have to pull back and try to keep them from approaching the new town. Although if it's just one unit like this, we can probably treat it much more like it's a non-aligned unit, unless it gets some backup. Where we cut its supply lanes, threaten to encircle, and try to encourage it to go back to its own territory, rather than trying to actually shoot it up. Some of the remaining old grunts take some casualties, yeah. Maybe not surprising. We killed 500 infantry and lost 300 over that end turn. It's around 54. We have 4 decisions. Discovered some more metal. Decade Revolution's only got 6 turns left. Administrative Review. Interesting. Oh, it's a lone tank. Interesting. Okay, so by pulling a truce back like that, we've probably stopped it from advancing. So I think I'll go up the low mountains, or it'll have to go back down the escarpment. And it probably will pull back to avoid being encircled. I doubt an encircled light armored division is going to outright attack numerically superior opposition. Although maybe I'm being too unconcerned there. It's always a possibility. Build the road to support that offensive. Pull you back into friendly territory. You can get the upgrades, and then see if we can get this unit to surrender. Here we go.
Target destroyed.
So, grunts we'd like to mass upgrade to grunt 2. This should be the last of them. Last 4. There we go. So yeah, all the grunts are gone. We're now all on grunt 2. And when we get the laser rifle, I will do the upgrade to grunt 3. We'll go lasers.
Advancing. Do no harm? Yeah, right.
Foreign affairs,
Yes,
we'll leave
sir.
that as the
Roger that,
balance.
sir.
Zone. Black market. So there is an argument to close these guys down versus let them open. Usually here, unless you are role-playing around the policies, leaving them open is usually the stronger play. As you can see here, you can get 900 immediately, or 100 per turn. We're obviously going to probably play for more than 9 more turns, so the second number is probably the better choice. So unless you're role-playing to go with the first one, you probably go with the second one. In this case, I want neither mind nor merit, so this is very much a which of the bad options do I want? And, well, the second bad option is the better of the two bad options, so we take the second option. It makes it an easy choice. Military advisor requested. Autocracy for relations increase from the Imperator. Oh, this is the minor regime. We get paid in this case if we let them have it, so I'm not too worried about autocracy.
Yes,
We'll take
sir.
it.
Roger that, sir.
New commander for the 13th. So we got you and you. They're both equally, I would argue, terrible. So, bottom one is supposedly a little less terrible.
Copy that.
Have a job. Okay, diplomacy-wise with Oxydon State, we want to get you to 25 opinions. We can negotiate peace. At the moment, that looks like our only option is going to be throwing money at you. It's not even necessarily a particularly great option. We're not looking at particularly great odds here. I think we're looking at good enough odds that we're likely to either succeed or at least keep the money.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
So, regular failure, we keep the money. So, it's waste of a turn, waste of a card. But we didn't have to pay anything. Construction still delayed there. Why is the construction delayed here? I didn't leave enough industry. Fair enough. We might not leave enough industry this turn, to be fair. I got 3 missing Grunt 2s. We're not actually drafting needing troops that badly right now, so I'm not going to panic deploy, or panic request volunteers.
Understood.
The fighting hasn't got that bad yet. We're going to give these guys another turn to stew. They probably still have enough food. They're not taking any sort of morale problems yet from food lack. Yeah. This one, from what we can see, in theory, has low readiness, but this one, for example, has plenty of readiness. We'd rather they attack us than us attack them at the moment. Probably a good way to describe that. I suppose I can check up on orgs. Eco, 4% jump. Yeah, 4% jump. Military, less than 1%. Okay. Was that 3 research points? I'm not sure if that was 3% or the. Not sure. That's rounding on that case. And it's more than the optimal efficiency, so yeah. Do I attempt another embassy card? Sure. Leaders. Shadow Diplomat. Director. Foreign Affairs.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Major. Embassy.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Success. That gives us more opinion with, or gives them more opinion with us, so the likelihood it declines into war is additionally delayed. They like us pretty good at 55. These guys, like, again, I want to get at peace because we're not really ready for an offensive action. It's probably the best way to describe it. At least not against determined, in this case, probably superior enemies, because we think they're on the next gun up. Yeah, they're on the next gun up. We'll be a little bit more interested in attacking them when we have laser rifles, because laser rifles are like the next tier and a half up. It's not quite 2 tiers up, but it's better than what they've got in Gauss. And they've also got heavy combat armor. I think I'm only running combat armor. I can discover heavy combat armor, yeah. Battle dress require heavy combat? Yes. So I'm definitely going to be wanting to find that. Same sort of thing with high tech, same sort of thing with the automation, robotization techs, and ultra capacitors. A whole bunch of techs I want to find. In fact, so much so, I think when we're doing servantization, if Eco doesn't find metal soil, high tech, or any of the robotization techs, we're going to turn the research rate down and turn discovery up. Okay, let's take the turn. Another thing I might be tempted to do is some motorization efforts. So, getting some of our units upgraded with trucks for extra mobility. I think we have the petrol to support motorizing like 2 brigades, and or to bring in a few tank battalions. Well, the tank battalions are holding off until we get laser guns at this point. We're close enough to laser guns. I'll hold out for laser guns. Not surprising, the pocketed guys attack out, or at least attempt to. Armored vehicle attempts a withdrawal and succeeds. Our forward units there are being attacked and are being driven back. I should probably do a slight withdrawal there. Oh, coming around in a different position. And yeah, an eventful turn, although not anything concerning. We'll splay these guys back over to protect the city. That might just mean the tank comes back up again. We're going to have a little bit of problem trying to hold that city, I think, if they continue to poke at it. Although it wouldn't be the end of the world if they did take the city. It's a new project, right? So there's not much there. Not much to lose. Round 55, we killed 300 infantry and 10 tanks, the cost of 500 of our own. We have 4 decisions. National Innovation Foundation will definitely want to play that. Industrial accident. Yes, you have my full support to mitigate the damage. Polymark workers. I can accept some opinion loss with the governor. So we're going to say no here. Gain a little bit of enforcement. Offer to sell us 11 machinery in exchange for that amount of money. That's actually a good deal. We'll
Yes, sir.
accept that.
Roger that, sir.
Offer a small present. Of course, we're hard democracy. We agree.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Grid Space sends a present. Now they are... Yeah, Ridge Space is actually back to cold. Phoenix Bond is up to blackmailing. Okay, now that's a change. And Oxydon is at 20. And at war. The 200 is going to be easier, or the 1,000 is going to be easier to pass. Let's try to throw
Yes,
that.
sir. Roger that, sir.
Failure, but only a regular failure, so we keep the money. Reducing water, so I'm going to sell off some water for money.
Understood.
Same logic with food. I'm going to sell off some food for money.
Understood.
And yeah, the readiness on these guys is probably falling apart because of their lack of food. I think it is time to try to get these pockets to collapse. Maybe not with those odds. I'll give them another turn to stew. Oh, and we're not at war with them, so let's not start another war when we don't need to. Okay, so that's another tank. A little bit better terrain for attacking if they wanted to attack from this angle. And the mines are still not done, although at this point they should finish up, unless something really comes up. I'm a little concerned about our loss rate, because we're basically losing at recruit rate. I'm going to, as a side effect, play the volunteer drive for more reservists. Question is, which of the cities do I want to play it on? Capital give us the most. Should probably play it on the capital. Yeah, it's going to be on the capital. If anything, the capital's going to give me too many, is the concern with playing it on the capital.
Yes, sir.
There we go. 3 brigades of recruits. I probably need like 1. That's why I'm holding off. It's like, do I need the people? I'm like, yeah, I need the people. Do I need that many people? Not really. Yeah, that's the best way to describe that. What is your corruption level? 0. So, don't want to play it on you. bullets are downtrending, but not concerningly so. Here's the black market. I'd like to hold the black market. Although that's going to be difficult with that far out in the desert. Okay, so there's no non-aligned between us and the mutants. Mutants get up to. So we didn't get you up to 25 yet. That's a different. Oh, that's ferals, which isn't quite mutants. The elitists are down to 37. You're cold and 59. I think I'm at the point... Yeah, I'm at the point where the only option is to bribe you, and the bribery is too likely to fail. International event, I probably want to play on these guys with a higher success chance. I should have probably played that if I realized I had it. So Great Archives allows me to do hidden text, which we don't want to do right now. National Innovation Foundation.
Yes, sir.
So as far as standard democracy cards we'd like to play, the only one we're missing is actually sophisticated governance, which would be nice. We are trying to go syndicate democracy, although again, I don't think the syndicate faction has yet to spawn. I don't think I've been missing it in the vidcom. I think it just hasn't spawned. The moment we have one spawn, we're going to try to get its vote share up to 25%. So we're going to do everything we can to empower that faction, which is why I'm not empowering any of the factions at the moment, because I want them all to be sort of natively power level, so that when it comes time to empower the very specific one, it's very easy to. Because I think in the last stream someone asked, why am I not actively playing with the factions? The answer is, well, they mostly align with what I want, as is. And the one I want to empower doesn't exist yet. And we're gaining, well, we're actually not gaining virtue, but we're not losing anymore because we've been fighting. Yeah, 55 rounds in 60 opinion, or 60 turns is what we need, so if we spawn a faction, I think we swap very easily. It might not be cheap, that might be a different thing, but... Dash view, solid, good, extreme, but stable. Yeah, extreme, but stable. Okay. Okay, well, like cycle the turn. The mines here should finish. Oh, that reminds me. Stick in the colonists. It might seem a little weird that I'm throwing colonists right next to the hostiles, and that's maybe because it is. Do I want to develop some improved anti-tank weapons? No, they're probably still going to be RPGs. What do I currently have equipped for my bazookas? RPG units. Bazooka virus. Oh, so there would be an improvement because it'd be RPG and combat armor. So it'd be an upgrade in both forms. Okay. I'm trying to think about how I want to deal with... We know there's a tank here. We know there's a tank over here. How do I sort of stiffen the backs of my resistance in the area, and the answer is probably some sort of anti-tank weapon. Bazooka would not be a terrible anti-tank weapon, so let's call up the model designer. He's currently just discovering things.
Yes, sir.
Model design,
Roger that, sir.
please. Bazooka. Build upon bazooka. Give it an RPG. Give it combat
Yes,
armor.
sir. Roger that, sir.
Cycling turn. That's probably going to take a turn or two. It's relatively cheap, and we've got a lot of potential for bureaucracy to be assigned to it. The more you improve upon a design, the more expensive it gets. Okay, still in Ward Oxydon state. We're going to see them advance. The question is, are we going to see them attack? We got a hit with airstrike, so they do have an air force. They did attack, and they did attack with enough ferocity to get a unit to withdraw. Oh, interesting. So, one of their more poorly supported units attempted to break out towards the enemy, a different enemy, and got deleted by that enemy. So, by being a little bit pessimistic of our chances there, we did actually lose a hex to a third party. Okay, I think our borders more or less are secure for the moment. The armored vehicle did withdraw, although we did see them sort of coming up around the other side. Attacked down here. We lost 300 infantry over the end turn. Notably, we didn't kill anything, so we just lost 300 being attacked. It's round 56, we have 2 decisions. Executive Revolution ends in 4 turns. Nuclear plant has been discovered. National budget decisions. Model design at 5% seems fine. Secret service at 5% would be fine. Foreign affairs, because I am trying to be pretty active in foreign affairs, let's keep it 10. Drop the interior to 5. I would like to improve our leaders, but at the same time, I need political power and I need the tech to be moving.
Roger that.
Hidden village discovered. Well, we let them be and get our 200 colonists to turn. again, 800 versus 200. If you're going to be around for more than 4 turns, the colonist is the better choice. So unless you're role-playing, you usually do the democracy option. And we are democracy, so even if we were role-playing, we do the democracy option anyway. So that makes that an easy choice. Okay, these guys broke in and took that guy out, which is, by my estimation, fine. I can tolerate that. It's not a problem. Not great odds, but we're 1.9 to 1, and these guys have... We probably can't see how starved they are. So it's probably underrepresenting how actual lethal they are.
Mission
There we go. So we didn't get off scot-free. We did lose 2 subunits, but we got rid of the 6. So it looks like the armored vehicles pulled back across the hill range. It works out for me. Okay. Radioactive mine and the metal mine is done. Looks like they are going to want more colonists, or want more workers, so we'll just give them to its colonists. Now that they're working. We're not at war with you, so we're not going to start anything. I think that's the best way to think about that. Now got the manpower reserves, so I'm not worried about using men. Hordes, military, 6% progress, so up to 22. Again, we need to get it 100%, so we're waiting. 6% progress there, still a way out. That's 11 turns, and what, that's going to be 14, 15 turns? Still not anytime soon. Whereas the model design went pretty quick. So we'll have the new bazooka model out in 3. And then what I'll probably do is I'll deploy 2 battalions of RPGs over to zone over here. Keep the vehicles back. The terrain here, if we sort of keep a good positioning, is actually really good for defense. Low mountains or attacking up the escarpment is not very easy for them. And anything that sort of tries to take advantage of our low numbers and can just come around the sides can, in effect, then be dealt with the RPGs. Whereas down here, we're in much flatter terrain, and this is the position where we want to attack, is probably there. Where on the attack, that's where we want to go. Let's get some reconnaissance support for the forces that are trying to attack. Oops, I attached you to the 13th instead of the 12th. Let's have to fix. And then you want to be attached to the 13th. There we go. Now, these are not heavily armed enough to really face the tanks, so it's going to be a problem we're going to have down here is, again, we don't have a great response to these tanks. Well, these are light tanks. So the bazookas would help, so deploy a independent battalion of bazookas to help these units. And we might be in a little bit better position to advance. Do I start with any AA models? Black gun, I do. Do I deploy some? Sort of ward off the air attack. I would need a lot for it to be really effective is the problem. I don't have an airfield here, do I? Do have an airfield here. Don't think I have any fighter planes. That would be a different problem. No, well, apparently this starts with some fighter aircraft. Jaeger. What is the strike range on the Jaeger? 8 hexes. Okay, so I would actually be able to do some air cover down here for that front. So let's actually go ahead and... It's been a long time since I have got aircraft this early, but we'll grab a wing of fighters here. Ah, no, the fighters aren't small enough to launch from this airfield. That's the problem I'm going to run into. They would launch from here. Yeah, my Jaegers need a bigger airfield. Okay. So what was the size of the need? Probably a size 2. Yeah, airbase 2. That's cheap enough, and I think it would be useful enough for this bit here to protect against airstrikes from you. Go ahead and actually build up the airfield to put some air superiority fighters there.
Order received.
I suppose with that in the works, let's actually activate this airfield. And I may then stand up a wing of fighters there. Not that they have the air coverage defense range to do anything from there. We're looking at like here. Planes can do sortie defense out to 3/4, I believe, of their max range. Might be 2/3. But yeah, so they got a max strike range of 8. So I could hit them, or I can do air coverage down here from this airfield. The one up at the SHQ is too far away to do very much. Oh, I haven't attempted the diplomacy with this turn. Oh, I have to already be at peace to do the international event. Okay. So we can't propose peace, they don't like us enough. The only morale improving one is this one. So we play this one, fails, so the war will continue. Complete international event on U2. Let's play it on U.
Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Okay, so that puts us back over 40 with them. There's a couple of cards we could try to play if they're over 40. Could definitely do with more bullets. Maybe another 2,000 bullets.
Understood.
Most of the bullets probably went into the machine guns on the 2 recon battalions. Okay, let's do some bureaucratic pushes to try to get some of our technology going a little bit faster.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, cycle the turn. looking at the time, we are going to put a part break in here. Although we are going to watch this end turn and see, sort of put the cliffhanger in for how the war is going for the part break here. See if we get airstriked. We see if they go on the offensive. No matter what they do, I don't think we're necessarily in a like nail-biting concern level. Although we may be in a state where we're not comfortable keeping the war going, which is why we're trying to move towards peace. I am, as I said before, we are not here yet ready really to carry an offensive against them. We may be in a better position when we have laser rifles. But right now we've just got the old assault rifles, and they're running around with Gauss. And tanks. Although the tanks are probably easier to deal with. We get RPG units out, we'll deal with the tanks a little bit easier. It'd be better if they were dispersed amongst the brigades, but I suppose that's then the next thing, is I need to get the staff council up so I can do RPG infantry. Oh, I suppose I could check. We might have RPG infantry because it's an advanced start. We got airstruck. Airstrike didn't actually do any damage. Another way I could mitigate airstrikes is disperse machine guns amongst the units. Most of the units attacking, I think, are fairly light units from an airstrike position. And of course, a motorized unit goes rolling right into our rear. Yeah, we're getting hammered. I must have spoke too soon earlier. It's like, yeah, no, we're not gonna have anything to be concerned about. Breakthrough into the city, taking the mine. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. Yeah, the game's gonna decide to be very interesting, like mere moments where I bring the part too close, doesn't it? Okay, over the end turn, we killed 100 infantry, 10 tanks, and lost 3,200. Yeah, we're gonna have a situation when we get back. It's round 57 in the beginning of the next part. We will have 7 decisions awaiting us. Find out how we're gonna fix this in the next part. So if you're watching on YouTube, that will be tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, that will be after a short break so I can get up, stretch the legs, sip some tea. So until the next part, I'm gonna wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and our stream. And bye for now.